Welcome to the Old Boar plays City Skylines, where I'm building MegaCity, the biggest, coolest city that I can build. I'll be trying to get up to 1 million in population, so stick around. In this video, I want to show you what I do building districts. This downtown square is built out at about 150 by 150 units. It's 150 units wide and 150 units long. So I want to take these others out to about the same. This is probably about 100 units by 120. This downtown center is where I'm going to be putting in landmarks, fancy buildings. This district here is about 150 by 150, more or less. And I want to name those districts similarly so that when I go into my mods to configure them, they're aligned alphabetically. So I just made that district about 150 by 150. And I tried a little experiment where I put this commercial in these long twisting roads, and I don't want to do that. Trucks that service those are going to have a hard time getting back in there. This should be residential. Just thought I would try something new, and I've decided not to use it. I also want to build my districts along the collector roads and use those collector roads to divide my districts. And then I'll build out my grids with these residential 2-lane roads. I also want to put my commercial on those collector roads. You can see all the tips that I suggest in my first video. This is probably about 250 by 250. It may be a little big, but I plan to space the houses out a little bit there. So now, I'm going to move these service buildings inside the district that I want them to serve. I'm going to assign each one of these buildings to only service Highland Park. I'll go a little bit slower here shortly so that you can see exactly how I did that. So this district doesn't have any service buildings at all. I want to make sure that each one of my districts has their own service buildings and their own trash. Actually, the trash will serve 2 districts. So I'm going to take this slow and show you exactly what I do in one of these districts. This is Downtown Square. Downtown Square doesn't have any service buildings. I want to put my service buildings on these little 2-lane roads, not connecting them to a collector road. That was the funeral parlor. This is the medical clinic. Now I need a fire station. And a police station. So using the mod transfer controller, that's this button here, I'm going to tell this fire station to only serve downtown square. You can choose your vehicles here, but I find it easier to choose them in the little drop down. This is my funeral home. I'm going to prefer local district, enable location restrictions, and add downtown square. Now for transfers in, I'm going to do the same. This is my medical clinic. So I'll choose my vehicle, open up transfer controller, prefer local district, enable location restrictions, always serves this district. Ambulances and police cars and hearses will go clear across the map to serve someone. You want to keep those service vehicles from clogging up your highways with this mod. So now downtown square is its own service buildings. I also want to make sure that I've got sufficient education serving that district. I also make sure that I have ample parks in my districts. I'm putting in 2 elementary schools and a high school for each district. You can also configure those. You can probably use a high school to serve 2 whole districts. Another tip is I don't want my districts to go over 5,000 in population. I want to start to see a little bit of a skyline in my build, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in. So I get creative. Every little district I do a little bit differently, so that once I'm looking at my mega city, it looks like a city. Some people just move it and they'll copy an entire section, paste it somewhere else on the map. But I like to build out my city. Be careful using too much high density at a low population. You'll end up having a crime problem. You also want to keep commercial on those collector roads. This is an arterial road. Now this is my trash service, and I only want it to serve those two districts. So I'm going to build another trash service to serve these two districts. Before you move on, come in, make sure that your junctions are configured correctly. You don't want a stoplight at every little residential 2-lane road. This district I just drew is about 250 by 250 units. Might be a little bit too big. Still kind of experimenting around with this. I also like to put in some kind of an attraction inside of each district. I'm also going to build a prison, and I'm going to draw a district around it so that I can transfer criminals out of those police stations into the prison district. So prisoners to jail are going to go to the prison district. I'll also draw a district around my sewage, electricity, and water so that I can service those with police, fire, and ambulance. I'm going to need to put in some leisure and some tourism districts, but I'll do that in later videos. The population's not really big enough yet. So I hope you're enjoying the series, MegaCity. Leave a comment. And thank you for watching the Old Boar Plays City Skylines. Take care now.